Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our next guest wants to give a voice to people who have had near-death experiences. Her short film, Surviving Death, is doing just that. Take a look.
The first thing I remember is a woman's voice to my left saying, "I'm not getting a pulse, I'm not getting a pulse." And with the same sense of reality with which I'm now speaking, I turned to her and said, "Of course you're getting a pulse, otherwise I wouldn't be talking."
It seemed that I flew up in the air, straight up in the air, and it felt wonderful.
And we welcome to AM Northwest documentary filmmaker Heather Dominguez. Nice to have you here, Heather.
Hi,
this is a fascinating subject. How did you first become aware of near-death experience and so interested in it that you would make a documentary?
Well, actually, I've been studying it for about 20 years, and I came across it at a local festival, the Strawberry Shortcake Festival, at the Mount Hood Community College.
They had people talking about it?
Well, actually, they do little mini classes, and I just kind of wandered into a class and came across Raymond Moody, the movie about Dannion Brinkley with Raymond Moody. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Dannion Brinkley got struck by lightning, and he was kind of an awful sort of person. Got struck by lightning, had a near-death experience, and his life completely changed afterwards. And it felt really true, you know, to my core. And so I followed that, and I was involved in the monthly meetings of the International Association of Near-Death Studies here in Portland. And they were doing that, like, every month they'd have these meetings at the PCC. And I used to go to it, and it was sort of like my church. And so after years and years of following the subject and reading books and keeping up on it, once I became a filmmaker, it just felt like a natural transition.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, define near-death.
Okay, the near-death experience is when you are your body is without respiration or heartbeat.
So you're essentially, you're dead.
Yes.
Okay, then you come back to life.
And you have a collection of memories from the time when your body did not have a heartbeat or respiration.
Are these people who maybe they were in an operating room, or we often hear people who, you know, they were trying to revive them for 30 minutes. Are those people with near-death experiences?
Well, not every person that has died on the operating table or whatever has a near-death experience, but people...
Or something that they remember.
Yes.
Right.
But of people that die, it's actually a higher range, percentage of people that have a near-death experience. It's something like 22 if you're in that atmosphere of hospital rooms and trauma. It's a higher percentage of people that have a near-death experience. But of the whole population, it's between 4 and 15% of people have near-death experiences that experience this without respiration or without heartbeat.
Okay.
So,
what's the most common experience that they share?
that would be a feeling of unconditional love, a feeling of being in the presence of some sort of light, and a feeling that you are like with a parent, and that's most common. That's what it is.
We've heard that often. You hear, people who talk about, I saw a bright light, maybe I saw my grandfather waving me in, whatever it may be. Does everybody who has a near-death experience that? Is that always there, or just more common?
The most common one is that, but there is of the 4 to 15% of people that have near-death experience of all the global population. There's a subset of that, and that's about 15% of people have what is called a distressing near-death experience. And we try not to put a value judgment on whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, because surprisingly enough, sometimes the people that have what is categorized as a distressing experience are happy to be alive afterwards, because they were shown that they could have done something different in their life, and so they come back and they make new choices, hoping that they're going to have that other experience the next time that they die.
Right.
And then the opposite sometimes happens with someone that has what somebody might want to categorize as a positive experience. When they're on the other side and they're having this loving feeling of unconditional love, and then they come back, they're kind of screaming like, "No, I don't want to be here. I want to be home." And that felt like home. So, like, for example, Sandra Boyd, one of the people I interviewed here in the Portland area, that was her experience. And after she had that experience, she didn't have anyone to talk to. And that was what I started noticing when I was hearing these stories. People didn't have anyone to talk to about it because their immediate relatives wanted to categorize them as being, being
nutty.
crazy or
Yeah.
nutty.
So that's why it's important that they have someone to talk to about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about religion in this? Does this confirm religion for a lot of people, make them question it?
It does, but it opens it up, and it makes people feel like it's all the same thing that they're all talking about. Not that one is more right than the other one. Like the esoteric value of religion is all the same: love, kindness, and the light, which you can call any name that you want to call it, is what they usually say. Sometimes people do describe it as being Jesus, but in general, most people say it can be whatever name that you want to call it. Yeah.
Where do you take this documentary next, this short film?
Well, right now I've entered it into a few local film festivals, and I have it available online for rental at filmbinder.com.
Very cool.
Very good work.
Congratulations. Good work, too.
Thank you very much.
It's fascinating.
It is
really
fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you.